Good morning, Suraj Singh, civil engineer. Back to you again regarding safety, health, and environment policy. Safety, health, and environment in connection to ergonomics, as I discussed before, and it continues in that same series. Safety for each and everyone. Safety for managers to lowest profile watchmen. Safety of all individuals, safety of all equipments, safety of whatever activities we conduct in life and in profession that requires an update of knowledge, and that requires also an attention by everyone, because this subject is often misplaced and misunderstood as well as ignored. Misplacement, misunderstanding, and ignorance are not acceptable in professional world as well as in existence of world. Accidents are there, happening every day. Nobody bothers, nobody analyzes why these happen, because they don't care for that. Let people die, they think, but that is not acceptable management way. If you take management into consideration, it is very important that we must care about each and every aspect of life, because human life is not free. It takes years to make one man. It takes years to get one man. It's not so simple. Machines can be destructed, machines can be demolished, machines can be remanufactured, steel can be recycled, materials can be recycled, and machines can be rebuilt. Money can buy machines, but humans are not bought by money. Humans are invaluable resource, though it's not considered invaluable, because those people who do not understand anything think that they can buy human by paying money. Human is natural, not man-made. First of all, we have to respect that way. First requirement is that everybody should be safe, and to be safe, everybody should be conscious, and to be conscious, we have to teach everybody. We have to be self-teacher, and we have to be teacher towards others, those who seek and who aspire knowledge from others. It's a question of professional teacher, or it's not a question of university teacher. It's a question of teacher in life, empirical based teacher, theory based teacher, and practice based teacher. Practice based teachers are more important in life, to teach those who just by experience understand how to teach and how to let others understand what is right. Though those who want to understand may be having knowledge, but they don't care of that, they don't care towards that, and accidents happens, mishappens. It's very small. To an extent we take care. It's not very big care, but we ignore it. We are much worried about proficiency of output. We are worried about everything, but we are not about two issues, particularly safety and quality. And safety, health, and environment in relation to ergonomics, which is very relevant topic or subject. To an extent, every human is concerned. You may ask why I am asking about ergonomics. Yes, ergonomics has a very big philosophy. It is a quantity of energy that one has got in, or one gets from time to time during work, and that quantity of energy that is developed or generated or we have can be invested in various ways. How to invest that energy into various parts of activities and various ways of lives is a kind of determination that one has to make. So theoretically, it is not possible to explain that one, but by practice it can be understood and explained. How much you have to invest in one act, how much you have to invest in other act. That is very relevant consideration. But we ignore. Even safety people are deployed on jobs. They do not care for each and every activity of their own jobs, job descriptions of their own job. They are not very much clear. Only sitting and officing and having positions is not adequate. To an extent safety is concerned. Everybody has to understand safety, have awareness at least, if not mastery of that. That's the purpose of my talk to you about safety. I am a man from construction, development, and you can say management of civil engineering and construction. And that is what I am talking of. I am taking interdisciplinary talks here. but that is very much important for each and everyone. I have explained already regarding life safety, safety in general life, safety in residential life, safety in commercial life. Everywhere we have to consider safety, road safety, you can say driving safety, you can say home safety, housekeeping safety, every kind of safety that exists there. So I should like to speak from very chapter 1 and chapter 2 today, which I will read for you because it's very important to understand them in a principled way, what is best one for us. Let us start, let us say, safety first, that is construction projects, civil plant facility. I'm talking about construction. Let us brief that one first. And I say safety first. This means safety first doesn't mean that safety is top. Safety first means first consideration is safety, which is very significant way. You have to consider first step when you initiate whatever activity in life, and that is be safe first. It doesn't mean you are master of all. No, you have to start with that is safe first, safety first. This means, now let me read it from my own records, and the records that say construction projects have been required since times immemorial. More than 50% of budget is covered on development activities and development projects, which involves construction projects pertinent all types. Engineers from all disciplines work on such projects. Millions of workers contribute to such development around globe. Engineering has been very significant world to successfully deliver all such projects. In fact, generally, not very literate workers are involved in this world of construction. Many accidents have been experienced on such projects due to reason of carelessness or neglect of work and neglect by supervision. Everyone is interested to do a fast delivery of proposed product at risk of personal attention and not caring for life value. Creative anxiety inculcates a feeling to make delivery at appointed date, even not availing ample rest and sleep properly. I have personally observed that works are not given adequate attention from safety viewpoint, though safety is too significant on such works, but is not given value to be strictly complied with. Many incidents have been reported regarding collapse of crane booms, scaffolding collapse, and buildings collapse, building slabs during ongoing construction around world. Scaffolding was a failure even on certain international airport during construction. For some transport system, failure on supporting works have been reported. Indeed, on plant facilities, safety care is intensively ensured. Even after so high level of safety care, bad incidents have been reported. I understand my duty to share my experience about safety requirements with fellow professionals in engineering constructions fair so that experience dissemination be affected. It's not only to share with engineering construction sphere people, but also with general public and everyone related to have safety in life. They should have awareness. Included with this publication are many topics about project construction safety, respecting practical aspects on activities conducted only. Few statements have been included that may cover a large scope of common construction faced by common engineers and particularly to help support problem solutions that are faced by budding engineers and public. Many safety management statements have been included from policy making to tools handling and then taking off to actually works on site. All activities could not be covered, yet an idea has been conveyed about questions in my mind, more statement and methods about how to handle safety issues can be developed. First 35 chapters involve with methods, line management, Site management, middle and executive management. Certain sketches have been composed for information purpose to apprise about requirements. Chapters have been based on actual works affected in fields as a part of office engineering, field engineering management without including imaginations. Many years of information have been used to product this work. A model organization chart or integrated management chart has also been included just for reference only. Certain activities have also been mentioned that requires checks out, checks on site. Hope that you shall find this small presentation through videos interesting and useful. It's my interest to request institutions of engineers India that I wrote to them to initiate this publication for real engineering professionals since general publics experience interest for those textbooks that are marketable among students communities as recommended by leading professors. Purpose of this work is to assist those aspiring professional engineers and those who are public members and who are unable currently to refer to certain practical books. It's my spiritual interest to produce certain works that may help engineers for CPD support. I have stock of other works respecting construction method statements, plants facilities, procedures, and many site-based management documents under working, publication of which shall depend on response received after successful reception of this document or this video by community. Particularly, construction method statements should assist actual work, prosecution on sites, and cannot be extracted from available books on globe. Similarly, no texts are available that provides comprehensive information about project prosecutions, strategies, and it's about always problematic for engineers to refer all such documents results to that lack of information leads to drop from management levels. And then if I go to what kind of chapters are there, just like title of this says there's a chapter one safety policy, there's a second one management system, there's third one site security, there's fourth one hands tool, then fifth one is first aid regulations, sixth one is a permit to work, seven is housekeeping, eight is safety training, nine is emergency and evacuation plan, 10 is fiber protection, 11 is PPA, poly is personal protective equipment, and 12 is excavation safety, 13 is control, storage, and use of hazardous materials, then 14 is incident reporting, 15 is lifting, rigging, and hosting, then 16 is radiographic operations, 17 is night working, 18 is scaffolds and ladders, 19 is temporary electrical supply, 20 is welding and cutting, 21 is working at height and fall prevention. Then mass abrasive wheel is 22, and 23 is constructive fire environment control, 24 is hazards control, 25 is confined space entry, and 26 is road safety and vehicle operation. Then 727 is reward system, 28 is compressed gas cylinder, number 29 is heat stress, number 30 is safe practices, 31 is disciplinary enforcement, 22 is safe work, 33 is inspection and audits, and 34 is plants facility projects. Then construction safety relevant sketches I have put in self-drawn, then 36 safety related sketches, and then 37 organization have SAC. The next one would be That will be chapter 1, and I'll just briefly read for you. And this organizational broad quality policy. Organizational broad policy I'll just read it and we'll talk later on. Organization believes in to adopt a policy of lead contracting to aid to development of nation, development of state, and development of society. Organization believes in to produce, deliver with assurance each best engineering, each best engineering products at optimum cost using efficient, available, and procurable infrastructure and resources to serve reputed customers. Clients need the auctions by actions of which to earn its preparation. An attempt is required earnestly to deliver products or projects efficiently with value added with value added over to fulfilling requirements. Customer must get what has been paid for by him for such delivery. Value engineered delivery certifies and assures organizational commitments in competitive environment. Top management believes in to employ suitable qualified team, I say managers and personnel with proven track records, professional base, international professional base, considerable constructions, relevant business experience. All managers, key personnel, all to directed to ensure that following description schemes policy is implemented to an extent feasible. And what scheme policy are? All employees on all levels are suitably qualified, meet job requirements, and only right man is placed for right job. Everybody is clearly explained about assigned job description with an undertaking obtained from respective key personnel in writing to do job the best of employees' capability. An employee should feel that they belong to organization and perform job with complete responsibility, with free mind, and with full heart dedicatedly. Management have a responsibility to inculcate a feeling into every personnel that employee is an important and integral part of organization, expected to perform to deliver required required intended contribution which would be very much necessary to achieve set goals. Everyone Everybody has to consider a loss to organization as a loss to self. Everybody has loss. Everybody is loss to organization is a loss to employee. Employee should think of organization by mind and by heart. Everybody should be Everybody should regularly come to shift every day fresh with enthusiasm and go back happily after they work and take sufficient rest. Everybody should recognize the necessary and maintain discipline and apply self-regulation principle, which is a must for team leaders to start self. Every every necessary possible care is to be exercised towards personal welfare by management and by extending good facility that inculcates a feeling among employees of belongingness as well as ownership of project delivery responsibility. Everybody has to share responsibility pertinent to safety, health, and environment which are of utmost significance for efficiency. Safety is each and everybody's responsibility. Everybody has to act environment friendly. Polluting environment has to be avoided in all costs, at all costs. Everybody has to be careful about self health as well as health of others. Everybody should perform the job correct, right, best, first time, every time, without any necessity that leader or management has to remind every time for correction. Every leader has a responsibility to maintain system in order and should apply self-regulation principle. System is susceptible to modification as well as if so required. Everybody should regard time value without any wastage. If even a minute is acceptable, rest pauses, of course, necessary to follow work and let others work. Principle. Let other works principle. Everybody has to recognize and follow established systems, principles as far as possible in practically possible practically. Team leaders should be responsible to ascertain effective procedures, implementations, and apply personal attention for achieving the efficient results. Everybody has a right to suggest for possible improvements over working system. Everybody has to care about for others to an extent possible and cooperate during working and otherwise. All persons guard an objective to deliver. Everybody has to care for others and to extent possible and cooperate during working and otherwise. All personnel guard an objective to deliver project to best quality at optimum cost. A team spirit has to be developed and maintained for harmonious working through project life cycle and until completed. Everybody who has an authority, capability to train others on job should train collect colleagues who need training. Seniors must train in juniors. Seniors must train juniors. Periodical personal appraisal should be conducted with evaluation made. Consequently, gradual stepping up responsibility, promotions to good performance, and correction applied to different performances to allow achieve efficiency level. Training imparted to someone should be recorded on personal file for future reference and an evaluation process kept continued. Exchange of technical information, technologies among key personnel should be provided to be disseminated. Management should arrange conferences and seminars or sponsor its competent and developing personnel to attend such seminars to update professional knowledge. Management should ensure that employees learn more and more on job so that attained knowledge may be utilized in a better way in future to complete. An environment should be built where treated work is treated as an instrument of enthusiasm Happiness and not a piece of boredom and mo- mono and monotony. All personnel including field front workers, must be extended an opportunity on site to learn newer technologies and their applications so that on future projects trained may be utilized to perform these activities. Now, general statement regarding safety policy. Its primary and continuing policy statement adopted by EPC contractor for construction or construction builder for conduct of project activities. Implementation of policies shall endeavor to protect health and safety of one and everyone affected by all projects, structures, and carelessly about mm, every project is prosecuted. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Implementation of policy shall endeavor to protect health and safety of one and everyone affected by all project activities and consequently limit whatsoever possible adverse adverse effects comments are not are, are on physical built environment. Every project is prosecuted using various structures, various resources such as materials, human and plant. Every project is prosecuted using various resources such as material, human, and equipment. All such resources should be supportive and be environment friendly, while human deployed for work should not be impacted negatively on health and safety. EPC contractor shall therefore, in its sincere efforts to get safety and environment standards, comply positively of the labor following certain health, safe environment and yes. Now, provide and maintain a safe and healthy working environment in compliance with all local regulations, legislation, together with all opportunities applicable national and international regulations. Provide and maintain a safety, health, working environment to compliance with all local regulations, legislations, together with all appropriate applicable. Let me see. Well, provide and maintain a safe and healthy working environment in compliance with all local regulations, legislations, together with all appropriate applicable national and international standards or regulations. Ensure that all items of construction plants, construction equipment, all materials and substances used on and design. Ensure that all employees are well informed of operational and safety standards, practices, objectives, and procedures, promises to train them in conduct of attitudes, improvements of skill, and updating knowledge in order to achieve foregoing defined requirements. Ensure that all employees are made aware of their right on responsibilities towards themselves. Ensure establishing feedback for establishing feedback procedure Ensure that all employees are well informed of operational safety standards, practices, objectives, and procedures. Promises to train them in accordance of attitude, improvements of skills, and updating to knowledge in order to achieve foregoing defined requirements. Then ensure that all employees are made aware of their own responsibilities towards themselves, towards their parents. Ensure that all employees are made aware of their own responsibilities towards save themselves and others. Commit to encouraging all employees to adopt safe, healthy, and working practices. It's at all times, during course of their employment, essential feedback procedure system and encouraging all personnel to participate in environment. Ensure that all employees are made aware of their own responsibilities towards themselves and others. Commitments to commitments to encourage all employees to ever adopt safe, healthy environment and practice of all times during mm, all times during course of their employment. Establish feedback procedures, systems, and encouraging all personnel to let have drawing mm, healthy working safe and healthy working practices at all times during course of their different day. Ensure that all employees are made aware of their own responsibility towards others, templars, and others. Comments to encourage all employees to adopt safe and healthy working practices at all time during course of their employment at all times during course of their employment. Establish feedback procedures, systems, and encourage all personnel participate in matters and safety procedures. Hmm. Establish feedback procedures, systems, and encourage all personnel to participate in matters of health and safety sessions. Carry out regular inspection and surfaces of all sites and activities to ensure compliance with adjacent or method. Carry out regular inspections and surveys of all sites and activities to ensure quality has become uh, built time. Okay, what to do? Carry out regular inspections and survey of all sites and activities to ensure compliance with adherence to the organization's HSE policy. Make assessments of all prospective subcontractors' activities, honey works, development, acquisition, make assessments of all prospects, subcontractors' activities, new works, developments, acquisitions, or modifications to ensure respective compliance with acceptable standards and require organizations. Organization respects aspects that personal live, but no, they don't live safely, as this can as scan make assessment of all prospects of contracts, activities, new works, developments, acquisitions, and modifications to ensure respective compliance with acceptable standards and requirements. Organization experts that are personal work their its personal work safely on all activities and operations. Consume food, good drink, and water. Mm. Sorry. Organization expects its personnel work safely on all activities and operations, consume good food, drink good water, live healthy, happy, and after leaving job, but next meet their respective relatives at home in good health. All reluctance comes from mm, all relatives shall be waiting personal warm welcome, personal with warm homecoming after successful completion of job. This is to be authenticated by some top personnel of management, and then I am saying EVM Prime Minister. Definition regarding certain items. Safety management, safety analysis. Safety means safety, health, and environment. Safety, health, environment disciplines to support project activities. Safety means safety, health, and environment disciplines to support project activities. Company means an organization carrying out prosecuting project. Contractor means organization that has one project from client. Subcontractor person means an organization that has two well stand of 50 million. मैं क्या बोला तू? Subcontractor means an organization that has one part of project work from contract organization. Client means an organization entitled company in construction more into client means the organization entitled company in contractual terms items that has been entrusted projects to organization or contractor. Personal means all personnel involved on one project site activities. Responsibility means job and contract responsibility. Training dreams. Training means training imparted for specific safety topic on job on project site. Management means organization long this. Safety manager means a person with job relations to work. Management means organization, top, middle, and lower management. Training means training imparted for specific safety topic on job on project site. Safety manager means a person with job title safety management deployed by certain organization. Project manager means a person has such PM title deployed on. On, uh, on, uh, 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 And engineer means a person appointed by client or client company for an overall. Let's check. Now I will give you 10 to 10. Okay. Company safety policy covers. Hmm. Well, I have just spoken about safety's initial chapters regarding beginning of safety, what is safety, how it's applied, and also policy of that. This is very boring topic for common man, but this is a very interesting topic for workers, for girls, women, and okay. The remaining portion I will speak later on. Why in concern is safety. SHE stands for safety. Any out of some answer this or just think that take it away on your own. Take it, take it mind, take it mind does not accept this. My mind says safety is a very big subject. Safety is a subject that can lead you to death. Safety and brain cars. Safety means you have to keep safe all your person with you and all your equipment with you. Safety here is very different term. It is some executive term. Government of Bharat and other governments are in many non-professional affairs. They that prove that we have to be very serious. We have to consider very seriously about safety methods, safety issues, and I'll just speak something else about safety now because it is a responsibilities of let's say company safety policy covers what should be there in safety policy of a company. Well, it should very job descriptive statement I'm giving. It's not a particular statement to some subject or some site or some project. It's in general, understandably. It says the responsibilities of senior management, then responsibility of site management and employees, accident and dangerous occurrence is proceeded, crowd, you can say responsibility of senior management, responsibility of site management and employees, accident, dangerous occurrence procedures, safe use and maintenance of plant, safe use and management of vehicles, then safe use and maintenance of tools, equipments and machinery, and provision of personal protective clothing and equipment, training of employees and provision for lines of feedback, provisions for lines of feedback for safety consultations, provisions of safe access and egress for all properties, premises and sites, issue of safety policies or statements for individual sites, parents. Then the responsibility of senior management, let's say, what senior management should do, let's say like this. Let's read it first, then see. I feel lazy because I don't know why. Senior management, managing director, what they should check. SC2 sure, shall ensure that in senior management or managing director or chairman, whatever you call my designation, doesn't make a difference to this submission. Shall ensure that there is well designed based on practical thoughts. Shall ensure that uh, shall ensure that there is a well designed in based on practical thoughts and contemplation. Saying right. Safety ensures that there is a well designed based on practical thoughts and contemplations of formally approved effective wealth, health and uh, shall ensure that such policy is obviously relevant to company, organization, operations, routinely conducted, audited, and and monthly state shall ensure that such policy is obviously relevant to company, organization, operations, routinely conducted, audited, a regular appraisal of its effectiveness, together by further ensuring that all necessary updates, medi- medication modifications, legal legal requirements or statutes are made, added, incorporated, and implemented promptly in line meeting updated protection professional development. Shall nominate members of management under direct to a mm, mm. Shall nominate members of management as authority responsible for health and safety, project management, prosecution, monitoring, respecting all personnel involved, whatever, property, working premises or sites under varying respective controls. Shall ensure that all necessary insurances in compliance with local law are, are obtained and maintained by regular renewals for all personal property, premises, sites, equipment, plant, vehicles, renewals for all political parties, and all aspects of company, organization, activity, or business, whatever. General managers shall ensure that company health and safety policies implemented in all sections under their respective controls, shall review any other accident investigation or reports, making sure that all relevant approved and necessary procedures have been followed with and are being realized. Shall request review and all accident investigation report making such that all relevant, approved and necessary procedures have been followed without any whatever corrective remedial preventive measures are actions required all taken effective. Shall review all safety reports and ensure that all necessary actions are taken. Must be regular, regularly inspect. It's not a very interesting subject. Safety, of course, is very boring subject from a point of view of understanding it, reading it, texting it in, but applications are not boring. I've not completed that statement I was doing because there are many statements to come in to this topic. In coming time, I have just listed out certain chapters and the text is available in this video. I'll keep moving from one by one to all and also add additional one depending upon time because this work was done long back and and now I want to extend it and provide information to all of you because in those days when it was done, there was no internet in common and there was no mobile in common. So mobile is not much relevant here. Much relevant is contents of safety, and safety is for everybody. Safety is very important. Safety means it has to say UK, Venezuela, and others. Safety, health, and environment. Very important topics of consideration because without safety you are not safe, workers are not safe, and work is not safe. Accidents happen because of shortcut in safety. Everybody wants to move fast on works and activities and also in personal life. For example, you're walking on road, you would like to cross road on busy running road. There's a pedestrian meant for that, but maybe it is a little distant located. You should like just sort of be crossing from every section of road, and that can lead to occurrence of unfortunate accidents. That is due to careless of your own, and in some time, other person who is coming is too serious and he grants all types of actions, and that may be called a killer, and that killer has the right to live. We know killers have to be avoided. Killers are these lack of safety in works, in life. Safety, health, and environment are a triangle. You can say one corner is safety, one corner is health, and one corner is environment. And all these three build up system of, I can say, system of equality and space. There's no part of space that could be called a space of here or from here, or from there. If you don't take care of safety, means you don't take care of yourself, you don't take care of your workers, you don't take care of your machines, you don't take care of your minds, and you can lead to whatever kind of destruction and whatever kind of loss of material, loss of equipment, loss of manpower, and no one can afford such losses because these losses waste time, these losses waste natural wealth, this time with your project and your reputation. So this topic may not be considered very top priority, but we have to understand that whole world is concerned about safety, not only in works but in every walks of life, in on roads, in streets, in your homes, in other homes, in neighborhood, and whatever geology exists for that. Safety of listening to radio as well was sacrificed. And it was young that safety was ignored. We just say in just the physical form, we say safety is safe. Uh, hmm. Safety is a very intensive, very wide subject everywhere, but I am going to talk about construction field, construction development, greenhouse projects, and brown projects. Greenhouse projects are very difficult because generally these projects are you can say located in certain areas which are near sea, adjacent to sea, because it has to get materials from platforms offshores, and therefore sea is a must there because the beaches are there, or just sea directly relates to your project. Maybe located just near few meters from the seashore, or maybe half kilometer from there, depending upon what project is there and how shall you keep pumping out drainage materials. Material is expensive, yes, but human is more expensive. Safety is not simply wearing helmet or wearing safety shoe or wearing glasses or wearing some yellow basket, yellow coat. That is just an indication that you are safe. You have to remain safe. Even then, there are people who use helmets. They fall, but they don't have at least height angle progression, height angle procedure. So, what we should do, in fact, should we just take it very lightly, or we should take it very warmly, or we should be very strict in this? We just leave it to people, or we just tell them once, or just say, okay, do it. I have told you, I explained to you, I instructed you like that. Or we should just put fine on that if they miss this. Is fine a solution, or action is solution, or superintendence is solution, or superintendence is solution, or keep a watch continuously on those activities is solution? No one shall answer us. Even students, teachers cannot answer them. Students, teachers, they teach because they recognize them as your institution. Where medical council was there for all these issues, engineering councils are there for all these issues, and various other councils are there. But they are not directly linked to such type of activities. They are not linked directly. Engineers are there, foreman supervisors are there, but they are not sure to intensively control safety issues. Why? They know it because it takes time, it takes study of why accident was occurred, though they are not authorized for this. Under supervision, they can do, but not at this. Hmm. If we just count, let us say, for example, we have to construct one building. Just an example I'm giving, I'm not starting just you have a big building, you are going to excavate. You have many options for that excavation. First of all, you will set it out. You set it out. Then one option says there are many columns in that. You know what column is? Column is vertical member in a building. Beam is horizontal member in a building. Slab is horizontal building. Slab is called diaphragm also. Slab is horizontal member of a building. So there are columns, there are beams, there are little slabs, and there are walls as well in many cases. And we have to excavate foundations of all these structures, all columns, all walls. These require excavation of foundation for foundations in whatever types of soil. Do you think safety starts from there, or we have to forget that? That's a question. I say safety starts from everywhere, because this is not accidental safety we are talking about. We are talking about total safety. First, safety starts from itself, that your locations of these corners, or you could say extreme corner of our tables, should import interest to this subject before starting any development work, because those who are working on these projects, they may be architects, they may be engineers, or they may be other engineers. They are sitting in drawing offices in their drawing boards and or computers working for designs. Their intention is just to deliver a package of drawings for site work and let them start. But theoretically speaking, just saying start does not have any meaning until it is started rightly, and for that safety is required. Maybe there are many service lines within this colony. In colony around, no reservation is required. No reservation. When you excavate, say 2 meters, 3 meters, 4 meters deep, or you can say in feet, 20 feet deep, say, you know, it's 10 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet, 20 feet deep, anybody can fall, or all can fall in that. Machines can fall, so there you shall provide one ramp also for these machines to go into excavation level, and it shall be useful for project if an extent this is controlled. And it is not controlled means you are wasting your time. If you are wasting it, the government shall not clearly say why they could down it. This is not case. Hmm. So what we should do? We should make a plan. How shall we enter this site? And how shall we come out of this site? That is very, very important. But people don't do this. This is why wasting time. This is not wasting time, this is saving time, this is saving from accident happening. If I excavate and leave it and go at night, there's no light, say, people while passing through the passing by that area, they don't know what's there in darkness. Even if there's light, it may not be visible to the driver. At night, very few lights are working, all other lights are not working. So it is not like sun movement, it is earth movement. If I have that and I ask to go there, I ask someone, okay, I'll go there. But if I had some money in my pocket, there's extra money. Don't worry, I am, I'll give you there. What do you mean? You give me money for safety. If you give money for safety, why? If you give money for safety, why should I think that way? You know, you have to first of all make arrangements that there is working space around your building lines, and this working space should be adequately wide for workers to stand there, and there should be enough way for machine to go in, people to go in, and barricades must be provided around whole area. And we have to see depth and consider whether whole depth should be excavated or in benches to be excavated. Benches means some depth is cut and then lesser width that is cut, and then like that. There may be water below ground. Maybe you know that or you don't know that, depends upon your information. When you start excavating, water shall come up, and then water comes up and you cannot control it, it will pollute whole area. Why you can say, depending on soil nature, if it's not silt, say, and same thing happens. Silt is not effective 100% because silt is silt. It does not give 100% effect, but it converts into slush. And same thing applies to clay as well. It converts into slush, and which reduces its and strength and everything. And you will find water logging everywhere down. This causes accidents. When people go there, they slip. Ladders do not work properly. We have to see all these aspects. Technical aspects also are related to safety. Design aspects also are related to safety, and our execution aspects, our prosecution aspects all relate to safety. Safety means safety from each and every angle. Safety itself is an engineering. First engineering is safety. Safety for humans, safety for machines, and safety for materials. If material is lying there, it's just lying there, you have not taken any support, you brought some steel or cement, put there, and think, oh, there is no rain, in the name of God I am putting it. But when there is rain, what happens, all steel shall get stick, it shall rust. If there's no proper basis you place on site, there's no proper coverage you put on site on that, and what is function of that? If all is not there. Very big consideration of safety. You can save human life. You can save machines cost. Just little attention is required. Once you do systematic work, it shall automatically move in future and you shall get benefit of that out of return. Safety is very bad subject from understanding point of view, but is very good subject for making systematic work. What has to be done, everyone should do. And for example, you are saying, I will not excavate whole building once. I'll excavate in pillars, in columns, one by one. I'll excavate like that. Yes, you can excavate that way also, depending upon what type of soil is that and what type of project is that. If area is big one, size of column is small one, you cannot excavate each and every column. Then if you excavate each and every column, for example, when excavate it, there shall be soil coming out, and you have to store that soil somewhere temporarily or permanently. Where shall you keep it then on site? Site is not very, all land is given to you. No, it's only a small fraction of a square meter is given to you. Can you accept that? Then they say, we will make these shops, these are shops. Okay, make like that. I don't mind that because it's your prerogative. But safety is yours. Nobody will take care of that. If subsoil, say soil subsidize, it falls, it collapses from sites during your working and labor is down, workers are down, they are working on some activity and this collapses. They shall be under the soil and they may die. This means must have taken some supporting care of that, which depends upon again soil type. This means for safety consideration, you also should know what type of soil is there. It is rock, it is clay, it is silt, it is sand, it's sandy clay, it's sandy kissel. Many types of soils are there. If you don't have soil report, then you have to know yourself. If you know soil report, you paid some money to someone to conduct soil investigation, you have got report, then you are supposed to read that report thoroughly before doing anything. This is not just speech. This is a thinking. This is a thought. How you want to do safety. Safety starts from beginning. Safety starts when you are in your 4 year age and in school. It starts from there. They will explain like that. You feel very interesting in talking, but no question of not talking, question of strict understanding. On roads, you say, what can I do on roads? Yes, you cannot do on roads. Trucks are coming on roads. There is a access road to your site. Your water tanker also comes there. Your diesel tanker also comes there. He supplies something to you for purpose of fueling, for purpose of work. And water tank comes and every day waste some water on the road. And you know, in the knowledge, you don't see that, you don't look at. But others person shall of course look with this as a content. If water is there on road, dropped by water tanker, because water tanker leaks, water shall spray there, or spray, diesel may be sprayed there on road. Its oily, sticky surface. It's of speedy comes there, drives, reaches there. It will slip. Motorcycle may slip. Water may be stagnant there, waterlogged may be there. And waterlogging you are not clearing. This means mosquitoes can breed if temperature is not high. If temperature is high, it will evaporate, of course, it will evaporate. This is just an example I'm giving. You are carrying people with you, you are carrying material with you. How is material coming? That is to be seen. Is it coming properly or not? If it's not adequately tied up and stored, it will fall on roads. And if you can fall on roads means high roads, highway roads. Do you accept that? You must know each and everything of all activities. Now say I'm sitting here in this office. This is many kilometers from city and busy city, and this is busy suburban. All vehicles will come, all metals will come, everything shall come. This will affect us. That's what I say. Safety, health, and environment, and energy methods, energy science, that is ergonomics, must be understood properly. And this is very, very wide subjects, not small subjects. Water contents in your body again comes in. When you're working in sun or in winter or in some other time, your body gets dried up due to loss of water from your cover of this book, or this you can say from your plate or something else. You could reach your home and waited for some telephone, and that person is phoning 4 times, and the call went. uh, How should take care of that thing? How should take care of all that? I am responsible. You are not responsible. But for safety, everybody is responsible. Save first yourself, then save your assistant, save your drivers, machine operators. If you know how to save them, they cannot know themselves, because your requirement of PPE is not accepted by each citizen of world. Where you go to you suffer. You go to I'm just talking very slowly today because it's subjects like that. It's very, very boring subject, but it is an important subject. Let's go further to read that what is what's contained in. It said that general managers what they should do. I'll say shall ensure that company health and safety policies implemented in all sections under their respective controls, shall review any all accident investigations or report making sure that all relevant approved and necessary procedures have been followed with, and any whatever corrective remedial preventive measures or actions required are taken effective, shall review all safety reports and ensure that all necessary actions are taken, must regularly inspect all sections under their controls and making sure that all safety practices are being complied with and here there shall establish an effective feedback procedure down through all levels of deployed workforce regarding all matters concerning health and safety, shall ensure that all personnel under their controls are trained, competent to carry out their allotted tasks and are fully aware of whatever hazards may be allowed, shall ensure that all dangerous substances, chemicals, flammable fluids are stored in handled in a safe manner in compliance to defend as public servants. Shall establish effective feedback procedure down through all levels of deployed working staff. Working safeguard shall ensure that all personnel under their controls are trained, competent to carry out their allotted tasks and are fully aware of whatever hazards may be existing. Shall ensure that all dangerous substances, chemicals, levels, fines are stored and handled in a safe manner in compliance to defined UN. Then shall maintain records relating to all accidents and dangerous occurrences. Shall ensure that all department heads, project managers under their controls are fully fully aware of their respects and its join shall ensure that all department heads, project managers, and managers under their control are fully aware of their respective duties and responsibilities with regard to safe working. Further, so that they are implementing all safety related protection procedures for affiliation. Shall ensure that all department heads, project managers under their controls are fully aware of their effective safety issues. Shall ensure that all department heads, project managers under their controls are fully aware of their respective duties and responsibilities with regard to safe safety making. Further safety making further sure that they are implementing all all you can say safety related procedures effective, shall ensure that there are adequate toilets, hygiene, first aid, and firefighting facilities shall be available on outing, available on located within it. Explanations of site management employees. They are directly responsible for arranging all safety measures. This is site employees, site management. They are directly responsible for arranging all safety measures and complying with procedures to be implemented in or all sites, properties, premises and workshops under their respective control scopes. Required to promote safe working practices amongst supervisors, foremen and workers. Line management should be explicitly clear about safety provisions. Required to ensure that all safety supervisors and foremen are fully aware of defined responsibilities with regard to managing safety and to all relevant safety procedures. Required to produce reports on health, safety and environment and submit with assistance of superintendent. Once again, it is required to ensure that all supervisors and foremen are fully aware of safety responsibilities and with regard to management safety and all relevant safety procedures. Required to ensure regard produce reports on health, safety, environment and submit with assistance of safety department till all such required required to ensure that all firefighting equipment located in departments are serviceable. All relevant personnel under controls are aware of different types of fire extinguisher and all adequate training about their respective permits to uses. Required to ensure that there are adequate that there are adequate advertently required to ensure that there are adequate first aid facility available for their particular operation and regularly maintain contents constituents of first aid box or facility. Required to required to keep an updated record of all such servicing and maintenance activities for future audit. Required to ensure that all machinery, plant, equipment, vehicles, cranes, tools, and machines vessel under their controls are regularly serviced and not any related to a required to ensure that all machinery, plants, equipment, vehicles, and cranes, tools, or marine vessels under their controls are regularly serviced and maintained as per infrastructure or, or, or locally agreed procedures and recommendations. Required to keep an updated record of all such servicing and manufacturing evidence. Required to keep up updated record of all such servicing and maintenance activities for three or required to ensure that all unsafe machines, plants, cranes, vehicles, marine vessels, prize, pieces of equipment are cleared to use text. Is they required to organize and maintain a structured Facebook feedback system with all supervisors, firemen, and workforce representatives in order to improve in implementable safety standards and attitudes, thereby ensuring that all hazards or hazardous conditions are brought to attention of management for proper prompt actions. Required to ensure that all new workers receive adequate safety training in induction before starting work supervision. Required to investigate all accident or dangerous occurrences and report any of finding to senior management. Required to ensure that all subcontractors or other persons entering into or holy or into holy shrine represent. Required to investigate all accidents or dangerous occurrences and report in any findings to senior management. Required to ensure that all subcontractors or other persons entering into or onto site, property, premises, workshops under their control are aware of company safety policy and comply with all relevant investigation. team. Mm. Required to ensure adherence by all persons under their control to company safety policies. Required to ensure address. Yeah. Required to ensure Adherence with all personnel under their control so as to company. So companies, sir, is to is aids to engineers around around required so to do in conjunction with site safety equipment site managers shall be proper prepare and submit site project safety report. This is another page. This is all one. Repair is the responsibilities in general respecting certain contract procedures. Proper responsibility in general respecting certain contract positions. Project manager responsible for overall obligations to provide schedule, all reasons, direction, engineering resolutions. Site manager responsible for overall site prosecution management over works and subcontractors. Site safety officers responsible for overall safety management on site, report to project managers, site managers, component safety managers. Construction manager responsible to arrange all safety related resources and provide site team of requirements. Project site engineer responsible to carry out safety issues within section. Site safety inspector and engineer responsible to support supervise officers safety measures on site and control safety issues. Should bring to site line management to adopt correct measures and rules. Hmm. Site foreman responsible for compliance of safety measures as standards or as directed. An individual working on site responsible to maintain safety measures in case certain provisions missing should bring to all in site team attention. Supervisors and foremen. Supervisors and foremen are directly responsible for health and safety of all personnel working under their direction and control. Required to ensure that all safety procedures in written form are available with responsible personnel and also post, posted on notice boards in languages script known to all workers. Required to ensure general toolbox stocks have been delivered to related groups. Regularly as well as refresher toolbox stocks are also conducted. Required to ensure the workers in their departments are competent and fully trained on performing their allotted tasks, calling and well aware of competence, uh, competence, company safety policy. They must uh, they must ensure that all workers are aware of any and whenever possible hazard, hazardous operations or procedure regarding regarding their site department and oper and oversights is required to ensure that workers in their departments are competent, fully trained on performing their allotted tasks, calling and well aware of company safety policy. They must ensure that all workers are aware of any whatever possible. They must ensure that all workers are aware of any or whatever possible hazards, operations, and procedures regarding their site, department, and operation or allotted task activities. Required to ensure that all workers are aware of location and use of any of facilities to together with names of qualified person, field person, and principal. Required to ensure that all safety procedures are followed with. Required to ensure that all equipment Required to ensure all equipment, machinery, plant, tools, vehicles, etc. in a fully serviceable and safe of us. Required to ensure that all safety procedures are followed with. Required to ensure that all equipment, machinery, plants, tools, vehicles, etc. in use are fully serviceable and safe to use. Required to ensure that all safety devices and any of built machinery, plants, tools, vehicles, etc. are fitted, serviceable, and are being used. Required to ensure that any whatever vehicle required to ensure that any whatever necessary personal protective equipment are of those are being surrounded. Required to ensure that all safety devices on the machinery, plant, tools, vehicles are fitted, serviceable, and being used. Required to ensure that any whatever necessary. Everybody else. Everybody else. Okay. Required to ensure that any or whatever necessary personal protective equipment or clothing are being uh, mm, required to ensure that any whatever necessary personal protective equipment or clothing is being used or suitable for intended purpose. Um, um, Then required to ensure that no loose or dangerous clothing is having worn by equipment. That is, yes. Required to ensure that no loose or dangerous clothing is being worn. Okay. Now, life. Why has why has life been made subject to? So, mm. Then we'll discuss about after this machine plant operators and workers, and we'll take up after this vehicle mobile plant operators, and then we'll take up accident and dangerous occurrence procedures, then safe use and maintenance of plant, safe use and maintenance of vehicles, then safe use and maintenance of tools, equipment, and machinery, and then the power tools, electrically operated tar tank pulls, and then we'll take up other issues and many more chapters in relating to safety, and we'll later talk about that because if you just go in one chapter this boring subject, you know, so safety safety discipline, though it is ignored by many countries and not taken care of by individuals, by companies, because they think they spend money on this, which is waste. They think that way, and they think that if workers use these PPEs, they give reduce production. They have to spend money on helmet, they have to spend money on shoes, spend money on goggles, and spend money on other required equipments, whatever these people need. For example, if they use something expensive for them, they can use their shoes very expensive, but they will not those shoes which are meant there for 12 hours. 12-hour day, in intermittent, you get up and you will. If you're not doing anything except money. Okay. If you take money into consideration, just take statistical percentage wise. You buy one helmet, but you will use it for years. Same thing, you buy one safety shoes, it will be used at least for 1 year. Glass can be used for long. This means on an average, if you consider this, compared to salary of a person to salary or to prices they are spending on 100 rupees, 100 rupees per year, or 600 rupees per month, or 6 rupees for, or you can say, seven, I don't know, I don't want seven, I don't want to. What important is, don't worry about money for this. Just I think it's hardly 0.01% of total cost, and maybe lesser than that. It's only saying it's not time wastage, it's time saving. Just consider if some nail punctures into soul of a worker. Nail, you know nail. Hindi mein, it's in Hindi called keel, in English musmar. If nail, wrought iron nail, goes into soul of a person, puncturing it, puncturing shoes, it can stop that person from working for a week or at least for 3 days. You cannot stop payment of that worker for 3 days. You have to pay because he is injured. How much loss you are making then? You think so? 3 days salaries. At least you are, and then that person shall not work to that level after coming to site. At least for 1 week. So you are making another loss. Similarly, if you are saying no need, you go and do it, will come back and tell us what happened. This is not right statement. Never it is considered right because you're on base of some morality. You are trying. So it is very very careful subject. If you don't take into your care, you will be responsible for murder, or you can say design murder of someone, design loss of money which was invested on machine, and loss of time on that project. You cannot be considered in that way a very qualified, educated person if you cannot take safety of angels from each and every aspect. That person is working for you as helper or labor. He is not your executive engineer, he is not executive boss. He is executive boss, you can say, whoever that comes in. We will start safety in very different way because this is very complex subject. We will talk from activities to activities, from points to points. But I'm just giving a background now to just to communicate to you that this is not that difficult subject. It's easy one, but its applications require patience. I have seen many accidents. People fall from scaffolding. People fall from downs into pit. Nails lying here and there on every side. Somebody take them back and put them somewhere. So when the body comes, someone else comes. You can take for that. But this is Dubai. Here, nobody shall listen to you. You don't think that where you have lost this. No. So, if you want to use your money properly, SHE and ergonomics is a must for staff, for managers, for workers, for site, for public, and for everyone. Don't take it so easily and don't ignore it because it is a requirement. And don't think that it's written in somewhere in books and you have to come. It's not question of compliance, it's question of doing it. In factories you can see there are accidents. In industries you can see accidents. I'm not talking of civil construction alone. I'm talking of everything. What happens? We are all careless. We are all ignorant. We are all not motivated in life, and we are all not in that. So we at least 2 points written here on this. This, yes, that's what I say. No, yes, we know there was one many slogans were generated for sites. That is one sentence, small sentences, no safety, no pain, and no safety, no pain. You just think of this, and in next video we'll see what does mean. I take this topic very seriously because this is meant for all. You are using your energy in different ways of your life, and energy that you earn, that you gain in your body and mind, that has to be used properly. If you waste your energy, you are not wasting my money, you are wasting your money, you are wasting your efforts, you are wasting your life. Energy that you have has to be proportionally used like budget of your home, budget of your nation. If you just have enough energy and you waste it, means you are wasting yourself. Energy can be invested in job, and as much as you invest in your job, you will be have better results. Your own job you may do, you may serve someone else. But energy, no way to speak about this out. I will now close this talk here because you may be feeling very bored on this talk. I know this is not interesting topic, and day by day I'll make some sketches as well, some diagrams, and put on some sites to link here because I don't have at the moment another camera that I can show you from here to the one. I'll try to get something if possible. If I get some camera, I'll connect it so that directly I can show you this, and I have to show many more you can say projections for complete understanding of this subject. And I'll try to communicate as detailed as possible all such future answers or future talks. Therefore, I explained to you today about safety issues, safety in your house, safety in your room, and safety of every angle. Uh, uh, I will close it now with saying that thank you very much for that one, and I'll take it later on. And thanks once again for the presence, and that's all.